Hey, thank you so much for joining me. What is stopping you? What is preventing you from making a change and from meeting your goals? The answer may surprise you. Let's talk about it. I'm Judy, and once again, I am a therapist educator turned entrepreneur. And my goal for the content of these videos is to provide information that is good for the whole family. So let's get started. So, we've already talked about all the things that we need to do in order to work on our goals. We need to set calendar dates. We need to come up with what strategy we'll use. We talked about that in the previous video. We also talked about journaling. We discussed as well what kinds of things that you may need to do, such as your calendar. However, even after talking about your calendar, even after talking about setting time blocks, even after talking about journaling, even after talking about developing your goals and making sure that they are actually your goal and not influenced by someone else, even after that, why are we not meeting our goals? So let's discuss what I call face it. Sometimes what is preventing us from making the change or making any change is that we are not facing it. What is it and what are we not facing? Let's break down the acronym face it. So the F is for fear. And fear is very difficult to handle. It may require counseling or therapy. It may be associated with past things that happened in childhood. So fear is very crippling and may prevent you from making any change. It may prevent you from taking the next step towards your goal. And if it hasn't yet, it may creep up on you. So, what are you afraid of? What exactly is holding you back? What are you afraid of? It requires for you to take a deep look in the mirror and determine what it is that may hold you back. You may not be able to determine on your own. It may require that you get additional help in order to determine what you're seriously afraid of. It may be so entrenched in your psyche that you're not able to fully comprehend it or notice it. So just be aware that fear is the F for face it, and fear can hold you back from making the change, which is required in order to meet your goal. You have to change. Things will have to change. The A is anxiety. Now, I don't like to throw that word around because so many people do. They say they have anxiety and it's not been technically um, defined by a psychologist or a therapist. So, our mental health professionals. So, I am wary about throwing out the word anxiety, but I'm thinking more anxiousness. It could be anxiety, but all of us become anxious about something. It may be public speaking, which may be something that could be something that's part of or that's going to be required in meeting your goal. You may be anxious when you're in crowds, which may be required for meeting your goal. So this is a change that you will have to address. A for face it is anxiousness or anxiety. Let's talk about the C. The C is something that we all have. We're all comfortable. I'm comfortable today. I'm at home. It's comfortability. What are you comfortable in? Now, it's good to be comfortable in your own skin. It's good to be comfortable at home. But do you think or do you agree with me that in order to make a change, you have to be somewhat uncomfortable? It will take some uncomfortability. You know why? Because it's something new. Your body's not used to it. You're not used to it. So it will take you out of your comfort zone, as people typically say. You're stretching that rubber band. Okay, you're taking a chance. So being comfortable may be what's stopping you from making a change. So you do want to consider that that may be what's holding you back somewhat. And the E for face is external factors. Now, external factors could be family members, it could be friends, it could be money, could be work, it could be your community related, it could be your church family. It is related to a lot of things. So anything external that may be impacting you from making a change towards your goals. Okay. So look at those people who are asking you to do things that's taking your time away when you've blocked out your time and you've clearly had it on your schedule and it's not an emergency, right? Look at those people who are constantly, trying to get you to go out when you've made mention several times that Friday nights I am busy between 6 and 9 because I'm working on my goals, whatever steps you're taking during that time block. So just be wary of people like that. They may be loved ones, right? They may not be taking it seriously that you have these plans and these goals. So just be wary of the external factors that come into play when you're trying to make a change. So what's the it for? Because remember, this is face it. So the I and the T is to immediately, not like tomorrow, not like next week, but immediately when you feel the fear, the anxiousness, the comfortability, when you're just not feeling like getting out of bed, the external factor, the person trying to convince you, you need to immediately take action. Okay? You need to immediately say to yourself, or maybe to that individual, this is the time that I've set aside. This is important to me, and I need to get this done. When the fear comes over you, you actually have to take a risk. To you, it's a risk, but to the person who's not afraid of it, it may not be a risk. But take minor risk, small steps. Okay, so for example, if you are afraid of public speaking, have 3 or 4 people meet you at first, okay, and then slowly and gradually have it be a larger group, right? So just take small steps and face it, okay? It meaning immediately take action. All right. You have to go through with it. You've scheduled the meeting, you have everything ready, you're prepped, you're organized, and you have your talking points. Well, now it's time to immediately take action. Okay. So I wanted to tell you that I wanted to remind you that change is difficult, right? Change is difficult, but change is very rewarding when it is working towards those goals that you spent the several weeks working on. We've journaled in December, we've developed those goals, we spent time making sure that they're our goals. We've made sure that those are the things that we are yearning to accomplish in 2025. Change is difficult, but change is necessary. If at any of those things that I mentioned may require additional help in the face portion of it, like fear can be very difficult to manage. So at any point, you may need additional help in order to do that, and that's okay. All right. But baby steps, one thing at a time, but you do need to face it. You do need to face the change and embrace it because that's what's going to take you to your goal. I want to say thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you in the next one for the good of the group. Bye.